Yeah. So I have some question for you. As you told me that you are learning this language. So like no, these days everybody want to learn this language, and we all know that this language is very important. But at first, I would like to know your opinion about language. What is language?
I I I cannot exactly define the language, but I will answer. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay,
Okay.
a language means answer just if you any of persons that you maybe talk with him, that he person can be easy to understand in an easy way. I means the two way of communications with one person to another person, and he persons if he have if the he persons can easy to understand, that is in a short way I can say that is the language, but
Language
I
is
don't
yes,
have
yes, yes. I
any.
get it. Language is a medium of expressing our thoughts, feeling, emotions, and passions. That is called language. If we don't know any language, so how could we express our thoughts, emotions, and feelings with our family members, with our friends? We can't express our feelings, nothing we can do.
Yeah.
So, so as you told me that you are learning this language, so tell me first that why everybody wants to learn this language in English? Why everybody are too much passionate about this language? Why not others language?
Okay, so this is the one of very interesting question that I want to answer for these questions. There are many peoples, they are belong to Hindi medium. In India, that is the one of diverse country, and there are many people. They are their own language, regional language. There is not is our national language that is recognized, but English is a global language, and there are many opportunity to make their career in field of industry. If you are want to get a better and high paid job opportunity in any of field, that first requirement need to understand of the basic English, and it is recognized as global language. So any of this abroad country that you want to go, that you first requirement to understand English. So that most of these people, that is the why refers the learner to English. Another thing that most of the resources that available any of platform that will in English.
Yes.
So if you want to research any of field, that all of the research related and defense related and complicated thing for understanding, that will
Yes.
complete in English. So most of those people they are refer in English. That's yeah.
Yes, because English is a global language and everybody wants to learn this language. And we can say that in this present era, everything is in English. So if we don't know this language, we face so many difficulties, especially in order to get anything. Like, no, for example, jobs and then good jobs. And when we go anywhere, we face some kind of problem. There is a one kind of language barrier, and so that's why these days it's a very important to know this language. Apart from this, I can say that so I have one question, that why English is an international language, why not others language? Like, no, there are lots of languages that Russians, that Chinese, so there are lots of language in this world. There are so many languages, but why English is why English is called an international language?
Okay, I don't have any of historical knowledge, but I will try. Okay, so in a, I think it's if I talk about historical something little bit, there was ruled in India, the British government in 200 years ruled in India, and they are refer to English language. And if I talk about another word, approach entire word that most of the ruled by British government, and they were used English language. And if I talk about in any of this country, there is a no speech. That's everywhere they were ruled entire the world. I think,
Yes,
I believe,
yes,
and they
in
were
17th
referred.
century.
Yeah, so they were used English language. So I think more people they well know about the English. And after I don't have idea about that is when they were
Yes,
the start like global language as English recognized. But yeah, it there was some one of this is the problem. That's the people's most of this knowing about the English. Yeah, I
yes.
try to
Like somehow, yes, what you said is absolutely correct. In 17th century, all over the world, like no British was the ruler. So that's why that's the first reason. Apart from this, as if I talk about this era, in this era, in 20th century, that because if there were no national, no international language, so how could we communicate with anyone, especially when we go out of our country? So that's why there is a like no, that's why English is chosen as an international language. But apart from this, if there were no international language, so that how we could we could increase our business. Suppose when any company launch their product, and that we want to sell our product, the company want to sell their product all over the world. So how is it possible? So they can like no, so if I talk about the Indian company, so Indian company when they launch their product in India, they like no, they hire celebrity, and celebrity promote their product in India. But with
yeah.
celebrity, when celebrity promotes, suppose Amitabh Bachchan promo is like no, Amitabh Bachchan promotes any product like no any Indian Navratna, so we can buy it because we have the trust. Like that's why we can buy it. But if I talk about that another country, if like no company want to sell their product in USA, Russia, so they can't, because even so that's why this is a English, that's why English is a national international language, because English helps business world to communicate across national borders. And so if we fail to get at hand in English, so I can say that we like no we so if we fail it in it, so we lag behind in the present competitive world. So that's why this the reason English is a English is called as a national international language. Apart from this, these days like no English has been taught. English has been being taught for a long time in many countries.
Yeah,
Recently, I watched one interview of one Chinese lady. She said that these days, even China also they are they you know they change something in their educational department, and even there also English is being taught. So
yeah,
that's why yes, in like no in this present world, English is we have to know this language. Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to achieve our dreams, and especially when children when we complete our studies and when we go abroad. So we can't get job if we don't know this language. In every field, this we have to know this language.
yeah, definitely. You say something it's correctly, and I believe that is definitely this is the nowadays everyone try to improve themselves to how elaborate and how explain himself. So, like really, it is helpful for all of you. Any of this field, they mark their career. That is the bit.
So in order to learn this language, what we have to do?
First of all, I want to say something about first. I,
नहीं दिखेगा सत्य माँ के लिए बैठ गई continue, go ahead.
let me explain something about it. Uh, if I talk about this, the journey, I want to tell you how I improve then I explain. Because I was faced huge problem during so my learning English. Earlier I was uh, try to speak many time, but I could not able to speak. But currently I have opportunity to explain my thought and knowledge in the Sky application. So right now I try to make. But if you are as a beginner, the first you requirement to basic understanding the grammar rules and practice and reading some newspaper and if you have more explain something about more broad and deeply knowledge, so first you need to understand and read some ncrt's book. That will be better for you because there are a lot of things that you can easy to understanding. So source, if I talk about in order first you need to basic understanding of the English and then you need to everyday practice. Not there is no option. Without practice you can improve your fluency. Just you need to practice. Yeah.
Yes, yes. In order to learn this language, we have to follow like no four skills, and the four skills is reading, listening, writing, and practicing. Without, if we don't follow these four steps, we can't learn this language, and it's not our first language. So that's why we should learn this language with rapt attention. It otherwise it's not possible. But it takes time to learn this language because like no it's not our native language, so it's not happened to learn this language within a 1 month and within a 2 month. At first, in order to learn this language, we have to have a basic knowledge of grammar, because we can't otherwise if we don't have the basic knowledge of grammar, because we start our journey at this age. So that's why if those people like no those who are just nowadays those who goes to english medium school kids, they don't learn any kind of grammar rules, they can speak because they are getting those kind of environment. If I talk about when it comes to us, that we are not getting those kind of environment, so that's why we have to have a basic knowledge of grammar. And if we follow these four steps, so definitely we can learn this language.
Okay, so ma'am, is it grammar more important or speaking more important? Because there are many people they are just trying to speaking. There is no focus. So how is the more role of the grammar in a
No,
public?
it's a good question. See that if we want to learn this, as I told you, we are start like no we start our journey at this age, so we don't have that much idea regarding, and we are not getting that environment. So that's why we have to have little bit idea, like no especially on tenses. If we don't know tense, so how could we learn this language? So that's why we have to know little bit idea regarding tense, otherwise it is not possible to learn this language. So for me that we have to have little bit idea of grammar, otherwise it's not possible to learn this language. But speaking is also important, both are important.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, okay, ma'am. Can I ask some another questions which maybe you ready or not? I don't know, but yeah, I will. I want to ask some questions.